Hey everybody, it's Straight Talk at Noon with Beth. Here I am. Oh my gosh. So for those, it's not quite noon yet. I'm a little bit early, so we'll see who joins. But for those of you who are in the Results VIP Insiders group, you know, I posted a TED Talk and article by this great woman whose name I can't remember right now, just about New Year's resolutions. So right now it's what, January 24th? It's January 24th. So how are you guys doing on your resolutions? Are you doing well? Have you abandoned them by now? 75% of Americans have abandoned their resolutions by week 3. That's what we're just past, week 3. Isn't that crazy? And I think that it points to something that I want to talk to about today, and that is willpower. What is willpower? It's 12 o'clock. Oh, okay, good. I can't really see who's joining. I have my phone set up weird, so I know people are joining. So what is willpower? Like, what is so great about willpower? Oh, wait, maybe I can fix it. Let's see. Okay, yes. I don't know. Anyway, we'll just move on. I'll have to set it up next time, right? Anyway, what is willpower? Willpower, like when you think of willpower, like willpower is the ability to do what matters, especially when it's hard and when you don't want to. Now, I'm going to tell you, I woke up this morning in such an I don't want to funk. Now, there are conversations that we all have in our lives that are ball and chain conversations, okay? Mine is I don't want to. I think I've talked about this before. It's been a while, but my conversation is I don't want to. Like, if you ask me to go out for ice cream, no matter what, I don't want to. Like, that's the first automatic response that my brain is I don't want to. I don't want to. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I don't want to. I don't want to. I really would be happy probably if I let my lizard brain be in control. I would probably weigh 700 pounds. I'd be eating nachos, sitting in my bed, watching HGTV shows forever. Yeah, that is a pathetic, sad existence. But that is my automatic conversation. And so willpower is the ability to do what matters most for you when it's hard or when you don't really want to. So I want to talk about that. You know, I had a friend who asked me this really great question, and it was probably about 2 weeks ago. And I've really been like thinking about it and meditating on it because all of you know, I've been struggling the last year. I've lost like an additional 10 pounds. So I'm maintaining my 85-pound weight loss, but I keep kind of losing and gaining the same 7 pounds. And after the first of the year, I took on the word obsessed, which we talked about last week, which has been a huge, really transformational experience for me. Now, does that mean I'm being perfect? No. I failed miserably this weekend. I shouldn't say that. I failed minorly this weekend because I've been counting my macros, which is your protein percentage, basically. I've been doing really great. And then Saturday and Sunday, I gave myself a little bit too much room and I went over my calories about 400 each day. So, which is not a huge major deal, but it's not what I'm committed to. And it's sure as heck better than I've been doing for a really long time. So anyway, so what happens is willpower, with regards to willpower, this friend said to me about 2 weeks ago, so is your nutrition plan failing you? Or are you just not doing it? And I thought, wow, that's a punch in the gut. Which is it? And I know that my nutrition plan isn't failing me because part of the problem is I feel so amazing. Like I'm eating, even though I'm overeating sometimes and I'm having wine or a margarita, that kind of thing, and I'm not managing my calories, the fact that I've lost 85 pounds and kept it off for a year is something I've never done before. It's a huge improvement. It's a huge transformation. Plus, I feel amazing. You know, my inflammation is down. I can walk, all that. So no, my nutrition plan isn't failing me. But I am failing my nutrition plan and I'm failing myself actually, because what I'm committed to is way bigger than this short-term pleasure that I keep seeking in my life by eating Doritos or eating an extra taco or whatever. That short-term pleasure gets in the way, that desire for that gets in the way of my willpower and my long-term thinking that is really who I want to be and what I want to be in the world. And so I thought this question was so great. And she's a really good friend. We have straight conversations all the time. You know, it's not a conversation that you would just walk up to someone you didn't know well and say something like that. But I appreciate straight conversations in my life. That's why I have powerful people around me. But it really has gotten me thinking about this whole conversation about willpower. And there's two things about that. Like, not only does this point to like this idea that we have in culture that if you're struggling with something, then it's just not working. That's the first thing. But it also points to the idea that there is a quick fix for life. That if you're overweight, you just need to quit eating. If you don't like your job, you just need to quit and find a new one. This quick fix mentality is part of what has us not be able to tap into the power of willpower. Because willpower is a muscle. And my muscle in willpower has been weak for 5 decades, people. 5 freaking decades, 50 years. You don't learn how to be good at willpower without practice. And I've had 2 years of practice, and every day I'm growing and getting better, and it's getting more amazing. But you know, I'm a beginner. And so I think one of the things that we need to remember when we take on something new, or we're working on growth in our lives in any area, not just weight loss and dieting and health, but that willpower is a muscle that we have to build. And it's about practice. I've had 2.5 amazing weeks, and then I had 2 kind of crappy days. And that doesn't mean that it's time to quit, or I can't do it, or it's not working, or that this program is failing me. What it means is I'm a beginner. When a child starts to walk, so imagine this. If you're not a parent, think of a kid that you know down the street, or your niece or your nephew or a friend's kid. So you have a 1.5-year-old that starts crawling, army crawling on the ground. And then they start pulling themselves up on things. And then they start walking and they fall. When that child falls, you don't go, "What the heck is wrong with you, you dumbass?" Pardon my French. "Get off the floor and walk. What's wrong with you?" "Well, you might as well just not bother trying to walk because you're obviously not good at it." Come on. But that's what we do to ourselves because we are a culture of quick fix people. And you can't quick fix something that has been nipping at your heels or dominating your life for 4 or 5 decades. Even if it's something that you've been doing for 5 years, it takes time to build that muscle and improve. So that's the secret to willpower, is understanding that it's a journey. And sometimes you're going to do great and sometimes you're going to suck. And the job is to grow through the suck parts. So I want you to think of willpower as when you're up against something, when you set a goal that's big and you're classifying yourself as a beginner in it, and you're not exactly sure how to move forward, but you're working on it and you're succeeding and failing, but you're making progress. What that kind of goal triggers is a fundamental war between 2 parts of you. So willpower is about that war that's going on and figuring out who's going to win. So think of it like this. There's and this is not scientific. This is my opinion about how a human brain works. There's like 2 parts. There's this one primitive lizard brain that like you're destined for pleasure. You desire pleasure. You want to reduce stress. You want to reduce pain. You want to not be uncomfortable. That's the like automatic way of being. That's how people on my 600-pound life get to be there. They succumb to their lizard brains, right? And they just do whatever gives them pleasure. They feed that. Well, then there's the other part, which is the much more interesting part, not necessarily more powerful, but much more interesting. And that is the part where we dream. And it's the long-term part. It's like what you want for your life, your goals, your dreams, your aspirations. That's the other part. And these 2 parts of your brain are constantly warring. So the job of of taking on something that you're committed to is about aligning yourself with this part of you, that long-term part of you that is thinking about your long-term goals and your commitments and the best version of yourself, who you're meant to be in life. That's what the building the muscle comes in, is aligning yourself with this one instead of succumbing to that lizard part of your brain. So here's the thing. Secret to having willpower, number one, don't freaking quit. It's not going to happen overnight. The lizard brain is going to make excuses. Oh, I'd rather have Doritos. Oh, for me, it's weight loss. So that's what I focus on. But this is anything, people. It's your marriages. It's your jobs. It's exercising. It's your health. It's your friendships. It's your goals in life. It's your business. It's everywhere. Don't quit. In order to tap into willpower, you have to practice building that muscle until you get good at aligning yourself with the long-term goal-setting part of your brain. Number two, you have to keep evolving. You have to keep evolving. So you have to go, I'm doing so good. This is really working. Do it until it doesn't work anymore. And then figure something else out and keep evolving, keep growing. Third thing is mindset. Holy crap. Mindset is the thing that I've been working on all year. And I will tell you, your mindset the mindset is really the word for aligning yourself with that long-term goal part of your brain. If you can get your mindset right, anything is possible in your life. And that means visualization, meditation, really being able to figure out where you want to go and being able to see that in your mind and getting strong enough, building that willpower muscle so that you can give yourself the things that you want in your life. So another idea that helps you, and Heidi Fannin, who's my health coach, just said habits. Habits are so great. Habits are awesome. Setting up habits actually is like creating automation for the things that you want in your life. Now, the thing I'm going to tell you is if you aren't good at willpower, habits are going to kill you at first. You're going to suck so bad at developing habits because you need to tie those habits to a value. So for me, I've tied, when I did my, last week, my board's over there, so I keep looking at it. Last week, I talked about how to break down your one word into habits. So you need to tie your habits to a value. Mine is obsessed. So I know I'm tracking every day. And I'll tell you what, I tracked every single thing that went in my mouth Saturday and Sunday, even though I was over several hundred calories, because you have to tell the truth. And that's a habit that I'm doing even though I don't want to. So you need to tie that habit to a value so that it makes it powerful. So that again, when you don't want to do it, you can you can align yourself with that long-term possibility thinking part of your brain rather than the lizard part of your brain that just wants to eat Doritos. So some other tips, some other secrets to increasing your willpower. Outsource it. Outsource your willpower. Get a coach like Heidi. Get a coach like me. Hi, Jerry. It's good to see you. We're talking about willpower. You're going to have to go back and watch the beginning of this because I think it's a goodie. Anyway, outsource your willpower. You need to, it's easier to go to the gym if you go with somebody. It's easier to be on a healthy eating and healthy living program if you are connected with somebody. Outsource your willpower so that you have somebody that is going to say to you, like my friend said to me, so is this working or are you just not working it? Like, hold you accountable. That's so important. Another tip. Oh, I'm so full of tips today. See, now look here's the other thing. So I started out, for those of you that just joined, I started out this conversation talking about how literally I have no energy today. I just woke up into, I don't want to. Was feeling like I had no willpower. And now that I'm talking about it to you, the most amazing, hi Angel, now that I'm talking about it to you, I'm outsourcing my willpower a little, but the other thing that I'm doing is I'm being transparent about what's going on. So all of a sudden I'm more energetic, I'm more committed, I'm talking about the things that are important to me, and I'm sharing it in a way that hopefully it's important to you and it makes a difference in your life. And that gives me energy and gives me willpower. It feeds that possibility center in your brain rather than the lizard automation. So another tip, bribe yourself. Now, don't bribe yourself in a way that is counterproductive to what you're committed to. So it would not be a great reward for me to say, oh, okay, I'm going to go work out, then I'm going to eat a cupcake. That's stupid. But reward yourself in a way like, I love to watch HGTV shows. I am a closet fixer-upper fan. So maybe what I do is if I decide that I'm going to start walking on the treadmill or doing some kind of exercise, that's the time I allow myself to binge watch those shows. I can watch a few here and here and here and here. So that is one way that you can reward yourself, or bribe yourself so that you do the things that you're supposed to do. That will help you build those habits. The last thing is, that's a great reward, Jerry, is you're buying yourself a new car when you reach your goal. I love that. So, what is your goal? Throw it out here right now. So the other thing is, going back to, we're going to flip this whole conversation back to the beginning. The other thing is don't have unrealistic expectations. Remember, willpower is about building a muscle. You're building a willpower muscle. You're going to fail. You're going to succeed. But one thing that you can do is focus on small steps, because small steps make big change. I have never in my life lost more than 70 pounds. And I have never in my life kept any amount of weight off for more than 6 months. And I have been losing weight, aka maintaining weight now for 2 years. That is a miracle. And I avoided gastric bypass surgery in the process. And I'm also feeling amazing, feeding myself great nutrition. I'm healthier than I probably ever have been in my life. And it is amazing. So I have to focus on that small step is part of a bigger change that's happening. It's part of a transformation. So sometimes if you're really stuck and if you really feel like you have no access to willpower, you need to just ask yourself, what is the smallest step that you can take right now to reach your goal? That's what you need to do. What is the smallest step that you can do right now to reach your goal? So that's Jerry, that's great, is you need to break down big goals into smaller pieces. What is the smallest step that you can do to reach your goal? It may be that you stick to your eating plan for 1 day. It may be that you just work out 3 days this week and that you stick to one small step. It may be that you go out and walk around the block 1 day right now. That might be the goal that you need. So the key is that you don't quit and that you be transparent, that you celebrate your wins, and that you share in your epic or even your minor fails. Because all of that leads to you building your muscle of willpower so that you can continue to transform. Because this is a marathon, people. Anything that you want in your life is worth working towards. But the key to it is that you have to be in the conversation every single day. You can't give up. You can't say, well, it's not working out and I didn't, do what I wanted to do this month, so I just obviously can't do it. No, you go, why didn't it turn out the way I wanted to? Where am I stuck? How can I improve? What's something new I can try? Keep trying new things until you find what works. Because I'm going to tell you, everything you do is going to work for a while, and then you're going to have to reboot it so that you get re-energized. It's the human condition. We're always in that conflict. Our possibility center versus our lizard brain trying to get us to seek out immediate gratification to the sacrifice for what's possible in the longer term. So I hope this conversation was so powerful for you guys today. I am loving these straight talks. If you are not part of my Results VIP Insiders group, I do lots of extra content inside that group after these talks are done and sometimes before. Like I posted this TED Talk in there before. Let me know if you want to be added to the Results VIP Insiders. It's free. Here's the other thing I'm going to tell you. For those of you that are interested in weight loss conversation. Now, I'm not talking about you skinny girls that have 20 pounds to lose and, you know, you love food and, you know, like that. I'm talking about my fellow fatties. Yep, I said it. I know you don't like being called fat, but I don't care. For those of you that have 75 pounds or more to lose and you know you have a serious food addiction that you cannot control, my friend Lynn Yura and I are going to launch in the next 2 to 4 weeks a free Rise Up phone call, sort of like Rise with Intention call. And what we're going to do is it's free. We're going to have a scheduled phone call it'll be a Zoom call, so there will be a video. And we're going to talk about the things that we don't talk about. We're going to talk about what it's like to wake up in the middle of the night and be searching through your pantry for chocolate like you need a heroin fix. We're going to talk about all those things that nobody talks about because we're too embarrassed because food has such a hold on us. Because just like I've said in the past, transparency gives power. So we're going to start shining a light on those things. Now, for those of you, I know there's a lot of people on here that are already on my same nutrition program. We want you to do it. It's going to be great. If you're not on that, we don't care. This is about having a conversation about food addiction that will give you power over changing your life, because nobody deserves to live a life and nobody desires to live a life where they have no motivation, they hate their bodies, and they're not living a life that they love. So this is going to be about building the best version of you. But again, like I said, if you're not a food addict, you're not welcome. So keep watching. I'm going to be launching some stuff about that. And I am looking really forward to it. It's going to be really exciting. And it's going to be a great way for me to hold myself accountable too. So, because we're all in the same boat together. So have an amazing week. Love you guys. And again, if you want to be added to the Results VIP Insiders group where you find out everything first, let me know. And I will do that. Make it an amazing day.